Hi there. Happy uh, Sunday, I guess. um, I hope that you are all progressing well as usual. I am here to talk briefly about the midterm. I'll use this video for both sections of the classes that I'm teaching this summer. So HDFS 3043 as well as HDFS 4660 because the same rules apply. So I have posted several videos, homework assignments, other things that you've had to do to earn points in each of these classes. And you've had reading assignments, mainly your textbook, that you've been expected to follow along with on your own. So the test will consist for both classes of 50 multiple choice true-false questions. All of them will come from the textbook and from the videos and the homework assignments. So open note, open book is allowed. However, I do want to warn you that most of the time, the biggest mistake students make and tell me after the class or even after the first exam is that they didn't prepare for the test. So what does that mean to prepare for an open book, open note test? I'm about to tell you. So I've been warning you all along, and I know I said this in the beginning, that you should be taking notes when you conduct your readings. You should also be jotting down notes as you watch videos and do assignments, just so that you can jog your memory. It helps you to remember that stuff. Just the mere act of writing it down helps. Um, Also, just having some notes to refer to when you're answering the test questions. So sometimes things might seem really simple and you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to forget this. It's common sense. I'll remember. But when you're under the gun and you have a time limit and you're taking an exam and you only get one chance to take it, sometimes your mind can just scatter and you can be really stressed and not be able to think. So that's why I always say to take notes. So I know you don't need an example or a course in note taking, or maybe you do, I don't know. If you do, we can talk about that. But, just some handwritten notes. Keep those organized according to date or assignment or chapter. Um, Even though you'll have the book to refer to, I get that, you're still going to want to jot down notes like chapter 5 and then just record various things that you think you need to remember. You could even put on page such and such as blah, blah, blah. So that's going to help you when you need to go look for it. Like for sex ed, the human sexual response model, the Masters and Johnson's model, you might, because it's an electronic book too, makes it even sketchier sometimes or harder to look for. You might jot down what page that section started on and what you need to remember about that. So those are just tips. When you go to take the test, one other recommendation that I have is that you completely read the entire question before responding. So sometimes students read the question, but they forget or miss part of it. Or even worse, they add their own thinking to the question. So they add things that I didn't have on the question, and they're like, well, I assumed you were talking about such and such and blah, 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 blah. And I say, I didn't ask that in the question. You're only responsible for what's being asked of you in that question. So read it carefully, choose the best response. So you may find sometimes it seems like 2 answers could work. What's the best answer? So that is my advice for taking the exam. Now I want to show you, let me share my screen. Okay, where? Oh, here we are. Okay. So for both classes, this is set up the same way. So we're looking right now at the 3043 class. Let me just go to the dashboard. So here we are, and we're going to go to 3043. And just like everything else, it's under your modules. So you'll see all of the assignments. And then under week 3, because we're starting this at the end of week 3, is midterm exam. Now it's not open right now, so you can't take it. And the June 10th indicates when the exam will close. For both classes, the exam will open on June 9th at 8 a.m. and close at midnight on June 10th. So you'll be able to find that here. This, of course, looks very different from what you see as students, but I don't have it up here yet. Also, if you forget all that and you panic, you can go to quizzes. And you'll see at the top, your midterm exam appears. So it says not available till June 9th at 8 a.m. The same is true for HDFS 4660. Same exact layout. I do the same thing. So quizzes, you can go to, you'll find it here, says same thing, June 9th, blah, blah, blah. Also under your modules, week 3, you will see midterm exam. So 2 ways to get there. Either way is fine. It doesn't really matter. Stop share. And that kind of summarizes everything I have to say about that. Oh, one more thing. If you do have accommodations of any sort, like time and a half on exams, please know that I have that information. And I will go ahead and lock in time and a half for your test, personally for your test. So if you want to shoot me an email just to remind me about that, that's fine. Students sometimes get worried about it, but know that I have access to that, and I always go to that before I release the test. So that's all I have for now. Whew, it's been quite a week. June 11th, I turned 51. Oh dear God, I don't know how time flies. And this, yeah, I still don't dare to go get my hair done because being so close to somebody that's close to other clients all day and being of the high risk group, I don't feel comfortable enough. So I'm just kind of working with half blonde, half brown and trying to make it happen. So take care of you. Shoot me an email or a text. Let me know how you're doing and if you have any questions, okay?